So guys,
classics all.
let's
The Pantheon.
let's move on to
Okay, what's next?
Recommendations. Movies that you may have seen recently, but not if you
Can
haven't.
we recommend
had time.
movies we haven't seen?
Yes.
In which case, I'd like to recommend. It's called Rocket Crocodile in the World of Tomorrow. Okay. It's a movie that doesn't exist, and I'm making it up as I go along. It involves a crocodile astronaut. He accidentally falls through a time machine warp and becomes a rock star in the world of the future, which also has dinosaurs.
I don't know how I'm going to link to that on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I link to
And Gina
IMDb.
Gershon is nude in, like, every scene.
Okay. Sure. So, like any Gina Gershon role.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Also, Carla Gugino is nude in every scene.
Like half of her roles.
Rocket Crocodile is fully clothed.
Do they have speaking roles, or are they just naked in the background?
I mean, there's a little bit of that.
Okay.
There's a little bit of speaking, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make it not exploitative.
And to set up the nudity, like,
Exactly.
oh man, it's so hot in here. Or,
I'm going to take a shower now, but I'll just stand around first.
Or, who put all these ants in my clothing?
Yeah.
I would love
They
to
just-
see that
So,
excuse.
Rocket Crocodile.
they run into
haven't
the
seen
room.
it yet, but, keep your eyes peeled at the
It's,
Cineplex.
I'm giving it 5 out of 5 amazings.
So, go to Netflix.
There's a lot of
put
scenes.
save. Go to put save in, so that it goes
Type
in your
in.
queue.
Whatever movie comes up on the autofill,
Just take it. It's closest to Rocket Crocodile in the World of Tomorrow.
Probably is Doll Man.
Soundtrack by Talking Heads. They got back together to do the soundtrack.
Wow.
Sure.
And Danzig.
You got them together. That's
Glenn Danzig and David Byrne finally working together.
I'm amazed that Rocket Crocodile solved the Byrne-Weymouth rift that has kept Talking Heads from reuniting.
Oh yeah, well, it's
years.
the World of Tomorrow.
All right. Well, that's your recommendation, Elliot.
He has to stop the clothing bandit who's stealing clothing from all the beautiful women in the world.
I think I've seen this movie in my dreams.
You're thinking of The Devil Wears Nada,
Oh, okay.
which you should also watch instead of Devil.
I thought I was thinking of The Invisible Maniac again.
Recommend.
You have like 3 movies that you recommend in rotation.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but he kills a guy with a submarine sandwich.
You mentioned it many times.
Stuart, do you have an actual recommendation, or should I?
I do have a recommendation this time, dudes.
It's called Castle Freak.
It's a little movie called Centurion.
Oh.
Directed. It's Neil Marshall's follow-up to the much maligned Doomsday.
Which I enjoy.
In Centurion, you have a group of Roman soldiers,
Centurions, if you will.
up in north of Britain, and they end up, they get caught behind enemy lines, and they have to make their way back to Rome, Roman territory. While
A bunch of Picts are
hunted by a bunch of Picts.
So it's like a remake of The Warriors.
A lot like the Warriors, but instead of gangs, you have Pictish tribesmen.
Ah.
And the main reason I want to recommend it is because having recently watched The Expendables, which had a ton of bad CGI gore, Centurion clearly had a much smaller budget. They managed to fill that movie beginning to end with like chopped off limbs, smashed in faces, all kinds of gore, and it never looks super fake. Like it never.
Leslie Gore.
They're much better at hiding any of the CGI that they use to make some dude's arm get whacked off.
Mm-hmm. I saw the realization on your face of the phrase you had used.
So, Centurion, if you want to watch a bunch of dudes get their arms whacked off, it's
on
awesome.
Netflix watch instantly.
Yeah. So drag it into your queue,
No, it's
hit
not.
the
I don't
watch
think that's
button.
how. Okay, so
That's an actual recommendation, and it's not one of my go-tos. Like Castle Freak or Invisible Maniac.
Did I mention that Rocket Crocodile's sidekick is a wisecracking zebra?
no.
Is it animated or a guy in a zebra suit?
Now,
It's a guy in a zebra suit, but the mouth is animated.
is the zebra afraid that Rocket Crocodile is going to eat him or her?
No, he's wisecracking. He's
okay.
he's cynical. He's seeing it all,
Okay.
and he's a girl.
Okay.
Like,
So that's a romance.
like an Eddie Murphy type?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Like Osmosis
It's like
Jones.
a bromance, but with girls.
Wait, a gromance.
So I saw a couple movies that I liked recently. I saw Exit Through the Gift Shop, which I referenced earlier in one of our popular Flophouse lists earlier in the program.
I call them free associatants.
Yeah. And
I call it wasting time.
I don't have a lot to say about the movie because I feel like it's been said. It's a movie that's shown up on a lot of best of the year lists, so it doesn't need me throwing my limited weight behind it. But it's also on Watch Instantly, so you should watch that. It's very enjoyable. And
where should you exit?
Through the gift shop.
Oh, okay.
And I watched The Square, the Australian thriller that a lot of people compared to Blood Simple. And it's not as good as Blood Simple, but it shares with Blood Simple the kind of like noir thriller, something that should be a very simple plan goes
like a simple
wrong.
plan.
Yes. It goes wrong early and often. And,
Single man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A solitary man.
A man for all seasons.
Leslie Mann. So,
I'm not going to keep this up.
Okay.
Mandingo.
So,
a man. The character who's in the background of the Jabba the Hutt scenes in Return of the Jedi.
Ram Man?
So, while we keep this going, I'm just going to sign off.
No, I got a recommendation to make.
A real one?
Sure. Well, it's like
sequel to Rocket Crocodile.
It's called Rocket Crocodile Goes to the Past. He has to go to the 50s.
Rocket to the past.
Rocket Crocodile has to go to the 50s to get his parents together, because otherwise he won't be born.
And to write Rocket Around the Clock.
I wanted to recommend a very weird Swedish movie called You the Living, which is it's kind of a semi-sequel to a movie called Songs from the Second Floor, and it's kind of dozens of these very short scenes that are alternately kind of funny or just kind of off or don't make any sense at all of interconnected people in different types of situations. It's a little hard to describe, but it's very I liked it a lot, and it's shot in a way that is like stylized without feeling very stylized. It just kind of feels unreal the whole time. And there's a sequence on a house that seems to also be a train that I find particularly beautiful. But it's this very good kind of baffling deadpan comedy drama of Swedes being unhappy.
So it's exactly like the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Exactly. Yeah, if you like the girl with the dragon tattoo, you'll love the deadpan philosophizing of You the Living.
All right.
Also, if you like Dixieland music, there's a fair amount of Dixieland jazz in the movie. So,
guys,
is that a euphemism?
It's a euphemism for a style of jazz music
from
the South.
I think we should sign off.
Probably a good idea.
Before the devil decides to murder us.
Oh, no. Which one of us is the devil? Stuart.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm guessing Stuart.
Because you committed a hit and run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what sparked off your racism. And you are, I don't know.
Dan's a counterfeiter.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But that doesn't mean he needs to get killed, right? I mean, it's just counterfeiting money.
Well, his counterfeiting
I
led
use
to...
blood as the ink in my...
It's like a delicatessen type thing.
And he's a cannibal. Did I mention that? Yeah.
I did talk about eating that fried
he's a cannibal?
Earlier. Yeah, all right.
What did you say?
A cannibal?
He's a cantaloupe.
With a baby inside. Anyway, for the Flophouse, I've been Dan McCoy.
The Flophouse House Cat.
Yeah, and me too, Stuart Wellington.
And I'm Elliot Kalin.
Good night, everyone.
Worst one ever.